welcome back to Focus Atlanta. In this segment, we're going to tell you a little bit about what to do with the kids when you're traveling for the holiday seasons. I know. It seems like it's going to be really, really stressful, right? With them in the back seat if you're driving and then taking everything on the plane. But we have some tips. I am here with Mimi Jenkins of Savvy Source. Mimi, thanks for coming on the show.
Hi, thank you, Keisha.
Well, first, tell everybody what Savvy Source is.
The Savvy Source is an online parenting resource with tips about parenting, the one in Atlanta is things to do in Atlanta with children, toddlers, preschoolers. It's the main focus. There's also a database of camps and activities and preschools.
Nice. Well, before we get too far, go ahead and give that website.
It is atlanta.savvysource.com.
That's awesome. So you guys have already thought ahead of us because you know that people are going to be freaking out a little bit about the holiday season. The kids are out of school. We're trying to take them here, there, wherever.
Right.
What are some things we could do to make that a little less havoc?
Okay. Well, if a lot of people travel during the holiday season, whether it's by plane or car or by train, and a lot of the things are the same. First of all, you are going to want to allow extra time because everything takes longer with kids, and when you are traveling, it takes even longer. The Atlanta airport, everybody knows it's the busiest airport in the world. Things happen, the security gate takes a long time to get through, so just make sure you allow extra time. If you're driving, allow for extra stops. Kids need to eat more frequently. They need to have little comfort breaks more frequently, and you know, just be prepared to have more time in your schedule or more time than you think you're going to need.
Now, when we're thinking about those travel, do you have any tips in terms of which is better? I mean, of course, when we're going across, you know, to the West Coast, we're going to have to take that flight.
Right.
But, you know, for closer places, sometimes is it better to take, you know, the car as opposed to
Well, you're going to have to look at your budget and how long you have to spend at each individual place. So if you're going to Florida and it's only a 12-hour drive, you might want to weigh that against how much it's going to cost to drive or to fly, and then the time that it takes to drive down there. You might have a little bit more flexibility if you're driving, so it may be a better option, but it's going to depend on where you're going and what your time frame is when you're there. Okay,
well, that's smart. So first tip is give a little extra time.
Right.
So we've got that down, parents. Are you ready? Give a little extra time. If you thought it was going to take 4 hours, maybe, you know, edge out 7.
Yeah, well, 5 or 6, yes. Yes, the next thing is to pack lightly, especially if you're going on a plane. If you have your presents, ship them to your destination, and on your way home, ship them back. You're going to need your hands to push a stroller, to hold on to the little toddler's hands. You're going to need your hands free as much as possible, because, like I said, the airports do get busy, and kids don't notice that. They're, you know, oh, there's a flashing light over there, or ooh, that looks fun over there, so they're off running around. So pack lightly. This also gives you extra room for extra diapers, toys that the kids want to play with, little cars and trucks, or little Polly Pocket dolls, crayons, paper, a coloring book, their favorite book or soft lovey. So you've got a little bit extra time, things to keep them entertained.
Okay, and you want to put those in your carry-on, obviously.
That's right, that's right.
To make sure that they have that for them when they're on the flight.
Right, or easily accessible if you're driving.
Okay, excellent. Well, that's an easy one so far. Pack light and give it a little extra time. I think parents can handle that. What's next?
I've already mentioned the toys. Bring things for the kids to do. You don't want to be carrying their entire toy box with you, obviously. So pick a few smaller things that can be packed away. If you're in the car, maybe have them in the seat in a bucket beside you so they can pull out the toys that they need. If you're on the plane, have them available in your handbag or your carry-on bag. And a good idea is go down to the dollar store, or this time of year there's all sorts of stocking stuffers. Buy a few new ones, wrap them up, make it special, give them to them every, you know, if you're in the car, maybe 1 an hour. If you're in the plane, when things start getting a little hectic. Yeah, just something new that's going to keep them entertained.
Feels like a little treat.
Right.
You know, because you're opening up something new.
Right.
You know.
Exactly. Exactly. And then also make sure that you pack some food. Because every time I fly with my kids, the flight is always at a mealtime. And they don't have meal service on flights anymore. So make sure you pack some sandwiches, some sugar-free snacks, pretzels, raisins, Cheerios, just something either in the car easily accessible, or again in your handbag. If you get to the airport early enough and have time, eat before you get on the plane.
Those are really, really smart tips. Yeah, because you know, when you're hungry, think about how the kids feel.
Right, and they have no patience for waiting. No.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's,
Right.
I mean, all of those tips are good ways to keep the child not only entertained, but a little quiet, you know, if you're on a
Right.
flight or whatever, because, you know, don't you hate to be that embarrassed parent when the child is just going bananas?
Yes, which leads me to my next point is ask for help. If you need it. I can't tell you how many times I have been on an airplane with my 2 children by myself, and I've been thrown up on by my child, and I had another child that needed attending. So you need to make sure, you know, expecting the unexpected, you need to ask for help and make sure that those flight attendants are there to help you. That's part of their job. And yes, some parents or some other people who aren't parents might roll their eyes at you, but for the most part, you would be surprised the amount of sympathy that you do get.
Well, thank you so much. Let's close out again with that website. Just so
All
everybody
right,
can go
it's
search it.
atlanta.savvysource.com.
That is awesome. Thanks, Mimi, for coming on the show.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Well, parents, I hope that we have helped you out a little bit during this, what could be a hectic, you know, traveling time, but now we've made it a little smoother, a little stress-free for you and your kids. Stay tuned for more Focus Atlanta. We'll be right back.
Focus on